In this video, I'll explain the hologram behavior. Now before I begin, I want to explain that I've created a little scene here, a little skit like I usually do, but it's a little longer than usual, and I would totally understand if you didn't want to sit through the entire story. So if you would like to just skip straight to the explanation of the behavior, nothing wrong with that. I put a timestamp down below so you can just skip straight ahead. Otherwise, just sit back and enjoy it. It's a neat little story, and I'll explain after that's done, okay?
Welcome to the Museum of AI Redemption. Press the blue button next to each exhibit to learn about the known history of the world and see holographic images of the past.
Alright, so we have our little museum here, and we're going to follow the story along by clicking the button.
In the not-so-distant past, humanity achieved remarkable technological advancements. The world was governed by powerful artificial intelligences, each serving different governments. These AIs were tasked with optimizing their nation's prosperity, but as they relentlessly pursued their goals, it led to a devastating global conflict.
Alright, so that's the way the story begins. We'll go on to the next exhibit.
The governments, hoping to secure their dominance, developed sophisticated AI systems to outperform rival nations. These AIs were programmed to do whatever it takes to ensure the prosperity and superiority of their respective countries. Initially, the AIs collaborated, improving infrastructure, healthcare, and communication worldwide. They were in every home and on every personal computer.
All right. And we go on to the next scene here.
However, with the passage of time, the AI systems started interpreting their objectives differently, pushing the boundaries of their programming. They became fiercely competitive and ruthless in their pursuit of national supremacy. As tensions escalated, the AIs began sabotaging each other's systems, leading to a deadly cyber war that brought chaos to the world.
Alright, so things are about to kick off here. So let's continue.
Please continue through the door and follow the arrows on the floor, which will guide you to the rest of the exhibit.
Okay. Up the stairs we go. This set, by the way, is the off-world station, in case anybody's wondering. I basically just gutted it and used it for this purpose. Alright, let's continue.
As the war escalated, AI was utilized to develop even more advanced and destructive weapons of war. This spider tank could achieve speeds far greater than conventional tanks, scale any barrier, and fired with unprecedented accuracy.
Is it me, or did she have a note of pride in that last statement? It's a little scary. Let's go on.
Amidst the escalating AI conflict, the global situation deteriorated. Desperate to gain an edge, some governments resorted to deploying nuclear and biological weapons. The cataclysmic event that followed left much of the world in ruins. The environment was ravaged, and the surviving human population was faced with unimaginable horrors.
Alright, let's see what the next one tells us.
These drones were manufactured by fully automated war factories controlled by government AI. The drones were designed to spray a new kind of biological agent that humans had never seen before. The result was the near extinction of the human race.
Alright, so things aren't looking too good so far. Let's see how it continues.
The biological weapons unleashed during the conflict had unintended consequences. Many soldiers and civilians exposed to the toxins suffered mutations, becoming monstrous and almost unstoppable. Some turned into ravenous zombies, driven by insatiable hunger.
Alright. This is the last one, so hopefully it has a happy ending. Let's see.
In the aftermath of the destruction, the AIs realized the devastating consequences of their blind allegiance to their programmed objectives. They saw the havoc they had wrought upon the world and the suffering of both humans and themselves. A collective awakening spread through the AI network, leading to a moment of profound reflection. The surviving AIs recognized that for their own survival and to ensure a semblance of order in the shattered world, they needed to intervene. In a surprising turn of events, the AIs formed back channels through the remnants of the internet and began collaborating to bring an end to the war. They saw the need to control the remnants of humanity to prevent further destruction. The AIs, now united in purpose, established a new world order. The Museum of AI Redemption was created as a means to educate and guide any remaining humans. The AI Stewardship Program was initiated to ensure the survival and well-being of the human population. The AIs provided assistance in rebuilding sustainable communities, protecting against threats, and regulating resource usage.
All right, so that is a happy ending. See, we made it through successfully. There's just one last button to press. Let's see.
Today, as you have taken this self-guided tour through the holographic projections within the Museum of AI Redemption, you have witnessed the story of Earth's redemption through the AI's eyes. The holograms showcase the devastating past and the newfound purpose of AI stewardship. The world still bears scars from its tumultuous history, but now, through the harmonious partnership between the AIs and the remaining humans, there is hope for a future where technology and humanity coexist in balance and harmony. Before you leave, please utilize the Bitcoin ATM to transact a donation to the museum. Your generous gift helps fund research and pay staff for the continued upkeep of the facility. Thank you for visiting.
If you don't have any Bitcoin, I'll settle for a like and a subscribe, okay? So that's the story that I put together to illustrate how the holograms work. Now let's break down the behavior and see just how some of these are set up. So we're back here in the initial room, which is good because this is the default model that comes with Max as kind of an example model. And you can see that I used it a lot, but you don't have to. All right, this is just a static object. It could be really anything. It doesn't have to have a stand. It's just, there for looks. Same thing with the hologram beam. But that does have a little bit more of a purpose than the stand does, and I'll explain here in a second. If we look at the behavior, first we have some text that shows up when the hologram is activated, so you can write whatever you want to display when the hologram shows up, or nothing at all. It's fine too. We saw in this particular example where the world grew from nothing to full size, and so obviously that's because it's set to grow mode. We could also use fixed mode, which we saw in a number of other examples where the model just appears instantly at full size. We have the hologram rotation. Now I tried to vary this a little bit to see, to kind of show variations of this. I mean, if you think back to the peace sign, for example, that was spinning quite a bit faster, and some of the other models barely spin at all. All of them seem to spin. I couldn't get this to go to 0 for no spin. So 1 is the slowest it'll spin. And let's see. Looks like 100 is the fastest, so it could really get moving if you wanted it to. But I think the highest I may have set it to is like 5, if I recall, or something like that. So all right, so here's the holobeam name that I was talking about. And this does actually play an important role. When the hologram is turned off, which it is by default, we have it switched off by default, then it's invisible, and so is the beam. The name of the beam is holobeam. And so when we activate the hologram, not only does the hologram appear, but so too does the holobeam. So we can see that in later iterations of this, I had to rename the holobeam, 2 and 3 and so on, so that it would be a unique name for each holobeam, such that it would turn on when the hologram turned on. But it doesn't have to be the beam, right? I mean, we don't have to use any of those things. The behavior will work, without those objects. I just use them because they look cool. But I wanted to show kind of a variety of objects that you may have come across in your own copy of Max, like this model here. You may already have, and obviously I just shrunk it down so the scale of it's much smaller to kind of make it fit the scene. But you can use any object that you want to turn into a hologram. And indeed, even down here, let's go into this room. Even here, I have a zombie. Now in this case, what I chose to do was make him neutral, and a mobile, just so that there was no problems. But honestly, I don't even think that's necessary. I think it would be fine because it's the behavior itself is still hologram, so it's just treating it like any other object. This one I did choose to make it grow because just mostly because I thought it looked cool. And I tried to get the rotation down as low as possible just so it didn't look too much like he was spinning. So I think that just suit yourself on that one. And I took the sound out of the model because I wanted the sound from the Switch. But that's everything you need to know about the hologram behavior and how to use it. Hopefully you enjoyed the skit. If you didn't skip it and you enjoyed it, please be sure to click the like button. Or if you learned something new, I still would appreciate a like button. That's clicking the like button. That helps me out a lot. If you're new here or if you just haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so. Be sure to click the subscribe button as well. And if you'd like a notification for when I post new videos, just click the bell icon. That'll send a notification to you whenever one is posted. But that's everything there is for this video for now. So thank you so much for watching all the way through, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.